It's 1 o'clock from Atlanta, Georgia, in America's Web Radio. This is...
Let's Talk Venezuelans.
Oh.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How's
Hello,
everybody
David.
doing?
How you been?
Good, thank you.
Hey, Brad. How you been?
Hola.
Hola. Hola. La noche se vuelve hermosa y rebosea de alegría. Las estrellas hacen cosas titilando poesía. La luna canta sonriente y se inclina frente a ti para desearte por siempre un cumpleaños feliz. Para desearte por siempre un cumpleaños feliz. Señor, thank you for a year. Yes, this is neat. This is the first anniversary of Let's Talk Venezuelan, an idea from the legend, David Moxley. Yes, he said, okay, are you capable to do a radio program? And I said to myself, what a wonderful, that's another song. And I said to myself, okay, David,
Let's see what we can do.
Let's see what we can do. And I said, no, but this has a spin. What's the spin? You have to do it bilingual. Oh my!
It must have gone over well because I didn't realize time flies so fast. I didn't realize it'd been a year.
Yes.
You got a good memory.
No, I don't have a good memory. The computer has a good memory.
Ah.
Oh, the other day when Josie came over here to have the interview with Victor Armendaris.
Victor invited me for an interview, and then I stay a little longer.
Yes, an hour complete.
Yeah,
an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And it happens that while you were here, I was with Brett talking about, okay, we're about to complete the first year. And Brett says, let me check. And he checked the first program. And the first program was transmitted on Thursday, September 19th, 2019.
Ah.
So this is basically the anniversary, the first anniversary of the program, and it's a lot of things happens. This lady is candidate for the U.S. Congress. You have what's the name of this lady of the Black Voices for Trump? Katrina Pearson is one of your one of the people that transmitted in this radio station is now in a very high places in Washington D.C. So you are a lucky charm.
I don't know about that, but I do want to mention that because Josie running, we have invited numerous times now Hank Johnson, who is, I think I'm going to call him Hank Chicky Johnson. Or Chicken Johnson. He won't come on and he won't do either an interview or a debate. We'd like for him to debate Josie on America's Web Radio, but I think he thinks that he's just got the 4th District so locked up and has had it for so long, and he's just like Biden, has never done a damn thing. He's been there for 30 some odd years.
He's in his basement.
Yeah. No, I think Hank Johnson is under Guam and it's sunk on him. He's the idiot that came out and said that Guam was sinking because we have too many Marines on Guam. Mm-hmm. And this was, look it up, folks. It's I'm not making it up. Look it up.
We're not making it up.
No. And
The one who said that the Jewish people are like termites.
Yeah.
He said
And,
that too.
He said that.
And he says that white people are stupid, not intelligent, they are unhealthy. I mean, this man is crazy.
This man is.
He's a Democrat. That makes him nuts, you know. And across the board, you can pretty well look at all the trash that's going on right now. Look at the cities that are in peril. Who is their leader? Democrats.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
it's from coast to coast. And the Democrats are worthless. They have never accomplished a damn thing, nor will they ever accomplish anything, because they're progressively backwards. And,
Yes.
Yes.
they
Sadly, but it's the truth.
That's the truth.
progressively backwards. Maybe that's a new term. I should send it to Trump.
Progressive
but-
backward, that's right.
You know, and again, I challenge Hank Johnson, the lazy 4th District representative, to come for a debate, or if he'll just come and answer questions of why are there so many potholes in DeKalb County? Why is that whole area of the 4th District deteriorated in the past 30 years while he's been supposedly, I don't know what he's representing. He's not representing the people, and the people are fools if they think that he is. And we're more than happy to give him the airtime to come and debate, or the airtime to come and be interviewed, and we have just the person. I'm not going to disclose who it is yet, but we have just the person to interview him. So, Hanky Panky Johnson, you chicken, you want to come and be on America's Web Radio? Give us a call.
Okay. That call was from the legend, David Moxley.
Okay, listen, look at this. So today we're celebrating the first anniversary. What flavor is this, Carlos?
That's pumpkin.
Pumpkin?
Pumpkin.
Oh, with the season.
Yes,
Let me
with the
see.
season, because yesterday is the change of season. Yes, and
So
and
we
by
are
the
in
way,
fall now?
we went the other day to Lithuania, in the heart
Of the dragon.
No, he's not a dragon. He's not even a gecko. But you know something. We went over there with the people of Lithuania. We were giving up some boxes of fresh vegetables to the people. There were more than 250 boxes.
Wow.
Okay, that we gave it. Thank you for the collaboration of a church and a guy who does this every month. So we are with them, and they said, come with us, talk to the people, be here. You can see that the people of the DeKalb County is not as horrible as the DeKalb County looks. And it was right. A lot of people, we have a lot of interaction with the people.
People are people.
Yes.
People are people. That's it.
They said
And,
we will send you emails because I tell them, okay, what do you think we can do for you guys here? Because you have to understand that this is the representation of the lack of representation at Congress, and it's very easy. The money is allocated. It's allocated in different programs. But if you
wait a second, you mean to tell me that they allocate money direct to Hank Johnson?
No. They allocate money in the budget. But if your representative do not ask for the programs that appears on the budget, you get nothing. If you don't use it, you lose it.
But
So
a lot of them are not asking because they don't want audits to come see.
exactly. Because with that programs came audits, because it's a federal program system.
So Hanky Panky doesn't want to be audited. Is that what you?
Bingo.
Not only him.
Not only him.
The sheriff office don't want to be audited. A lot of those in the Cap area, they don't want to be audited. So if one county block any kind of help, the other counties suffer the consequences.
Suffers the consequences. Okay, I see in the congressional district number 4 things like police department without radio system,
Oh, come on, without car.
without cars.
Do they have the latest in tricycles?
The guy has to use his personal truck.
the chief of
The
police
chief, yeah, he has to use his personal truck. This happened in Porterdale,
in Porterdale.
the last town in my district, over there, close a little farther than Covington.
Asking using
has
his
to
own
use-
car.
Every
use
time
on-
he have to go to the city council and ask permission, and he can use his own car.
because they don't have a car.
They don't have a
patrol.
car for him.
They even, thanks for Hanky Panky, they forbid to buy the military surplus, such as the vests or the helmets that they used to buy
From the
for the police departments.
Sure.
And thanks Hank Johnson,
He said
now
no.
they have they forbid to do that thing because it's considered military
it's a
gear.
military gear, so they cannot use military gear.
You know, a bullet doesn't ask whether it's a military Kevlar vest or not.
Exactly.
There's another
Exactly.
officer who works in the smallest city. What's the name of the smallest city?
Pinedale.
Pinedale. The Pinedale is so small that they don't even have mail delivered to their houses because they are less than 1,000 something, right?
Now they must be 3,500 inhabitants in the city, and they are around 2,000.
Yeah.
It's one of the oldest cities in the Cap. Since 1930, something like
Yeah,
that.
it's very old.
It's very
It's the
old.
smallest one in the whole county, right? So they don't have police officer. They don't have deliver the mail. They have to go pick it up. Each house have to go pick up their mail in the next
post office.
Okay.
They don't have either post office.
They
in
don't
that
have that.
city.
The police officer is part time. And at 7 o'clock, the part time give to the DeKalb County. So if something happened at the middle of the night, they have to call the DeKalb County, not the city. So you just can imagine how long it takes for them to show up. Something happened.
What about fire protection?
They don't have none of
Nothing.
that. Nothing. Nothing. They are such a small town, a small city, but they don't want to give the right to be a city. So it's difficult for them, but they want to continue being a city.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's Pine Lake because it's around the Pine Lake.
it's
Okay,
around
it's
the lake.
around the lake. It used to be, those vacations spots during the 30s, during the 20s, and it's like frozen on time. It's a
The
nice
houses are built.
it's a nice place because they have those very small cottage houses, like doll houses. So it's something that you really says.
It's iconic, right?
It's
It's
iconic. It's even though there are a majority Democrat place,
Yeah.
but the people is quite nice. It's,
Yeah. When they find out that you are that you are a Latino, they are nice. But when they find out you are a Republican, they change color. They change attitude. Come on,
Yes,
let's be
they-
clear. Let's
yes,
be clear. You
yeah.
know, the brainwash in all those people,
Yeah.
and it don't have nothing to do with color
No.
because Pine Lake is mostly white.
Yeah.
I didn't see there black in the community.
No,
I did not
but
saw.
the chief of police
The chief
is
of
black.
police is the only lady, but she doesn't
Yeah.
live there. She works there. So,
A very nice lady.
but yeah,
by the
but
way.
when they find out that I was a Republican, oh my God, their attitude completely changed. So,
Yeah, but the problems in the Cap County has a lot to do with politics. And we have to go to a break, and we'll be back.
Of addiction. If not, you probably know a family member or friend that needs help in battling the cravings and the personal and professional damage done by the effects of drugs or alcohol. Get a pen and paper and be ready to write down the following. These are the issues that the trained staff at the Atlanta Healing Center address and treat every day. Their doctors and counselors with over 40 years of practice in the field of addiction can treat the suffering individual in a thoughtful, compassionate, and experienced manner and guide him or her along the path to recovery. So call 770-696-9862 and speak to a knowledgeable staff member about how you or your loved one can be helped to enjoy a better and healthier life. More information is also available on the website at www.atlantahealingcenter.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I am Roger B., host of the Locked and Loaded Show on America's Web Radio. Join me live every Tuesday at 1500 for the best in gun news, gun products, and gun politics.
Hey folks, this is Victor Armendariz with the On Point with Victor show. Just to remind you, don't miss every Tuesday 2 to 3 live right here on America's Web Radio. And remember, I'm not angry, I'm just right.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
partida.
Okay, okay, and it's not the asteroids.
It's not like the Kentucky
No, it's
Derby.
not. No, the asteroids. You know, I feel like a horse. We're happy today. Time flies, isn't it?
Yes,
One
sir.
year
Yes,
already.
sir.
Oh my.
So, do you have any news about Venezuela lately?
Oh yes.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk Venezuelan. Okay, first, U.S. Asphalt Company got a fine of $16.5 million in a U.S. court because they were doing businesses with Brazil, Ecuador, and Venezuela
Okay.
using bribes.
Oh, so they
my.
became bananera country now?
Yeah.
A
yes,
bribe?
a
Because
bribes.
that's usual. That's very usual for Mexico down south. All these countries over there.
Yes, but this.
But here in America, that's a crime.
Okay, that's a crime. They're using they're using the bribe system to get some businesses. Exactly. That's the first news about Venezuela today.
Asphalt.
This-
Asphalt has to do with
With the roofing and with the streets, you know.
parking
that-
lots and all this stuff.
Exactly, and highways and everything is the macadam system, okay? That instead of concrete, or you have concrete, but you put a carpet of asphalt in the
On
top.
on top. Okay.
Okay. The second, right now, in
Okay.
this moment,
Mm-hmm.
it happens awful spewing of oil into the Caribbean.
Oh my Lord.
A crude oil pipeline that serves, it's an underwater pipeline that serves the Cardon refinery is broken and is spewing a lot of oil into the Caribbean Sea.
Mm-hmm.
And it's affecting the Morrocoy National Park in Falcon State in Venezuela.
So the same thing happened here in the Gulf of Mexico.
The same thing that happens
It's happening over there now.
It's happened right now in Venezuela.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and
Is United States gonna be helping to collect something over there, or?
well, the
Oh.
problem is huge because it's an underwater pipeline, okay, and it's been years since they without maintenance.
Maintenance,
So they don't know exactly the how big is the damage,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe they don't even have the technology to.
So that means United States have to go to the rescue.
It's
That's between Aruba and Venezuela, right? In that area.
That's do you know the state of Falcon State has like a little head.
Head, uh-huh.
Okay, is the part that is in the head in the left side.
Close to Maracaibo.
To Maracaibo, yes, that's right. That's where Punta Cardón is located. By the way, it used to be the largest refinery in the world at that moment.
Uh-huh.
And but since at least 20 years,
No maintenance or nothing.
No maintenance
so
at all.
Rotten.
So the problem is very, very hefty, and you know that kind of pollution is very dangerous for everyone.
I just wanted to see how the people reaction is going to be when it comes to Venezuela disaster. That is a disaster. That's a natural disaster.
Yes.
I wanted to see how the reaction is going to be, like they had it here when the Gulf. You remember the disaster here in the Gulf, Mexican Gulf?
It's not a national disaster. It's a man-made disaster.
Man-made disaster. It's not a natural.
Not really an accident.
No.
At least ours was an accident.
Yes.
It was man-made, but it was still an accident.
Right.
It wasn't from old equipment or anything else.
Mhm.
It was just an accident.
This is not old equipment. This is a lack of maintenance. So there is a responsibility.
Consequences.
Yes. And this is one of the reflection of what PDVSA is right now. But the problem is not PDVSA. The problem is the creation of that company up in 1975 when they took over the industry, and they said
Nationalized.
they nationalized. They brought it into the government, and okay, during the first 10, 20 years, the industry was working right because the people that was in the industry grew up into the industry with the Exxon and with the Shell company, you know, those big companies that train very good their people. But after 20 years,
It's a whole
30
new
years,
generation.
okay, it's a whole new generation, especially after what happens with Petróleos de Venezuela, the company.
I wonder, why is the mainstream media not talking about this?
That's what I was saying. That it's
They don't talk about that.
No, because it's something that the left created. Because you see, they exploded when it happened here in the Mexican Gulf.
Yes.
Because it was United States. Oh, United States, you know, with the Green Deal and all that, you know, that fixed right there. That's why they exploded. But Venezuela, who cares about Venezuela?
Nobody cares about Venezuela.
The people that want to go to the Caribbean care about it.
Now that's the thing. As you have in the Gulf, you have the Gulf current that goes all the way to England. Okay, we have also in Venezuela, that kind. We have a large Gulf, the Gulf of Venezuela, and the currents go straight to all the Caribbean islands. So the disaster is there, and it's a big one. It's a big one. It's just like we have in the Gulf of Mexico some years ago with the British petroleum thing.
You know, the next tweet that I put out is going to be, why is the mainstream media not covering the disaster in Venezuela and the Caribbean?
And the Caribbean, yes, and it's destroying. And one of the most beautiful national parks in Venezuela is the Morocco Bay National Park, and it's been if you spew oil on the mango groves, you know what that means. That all the life in that zone is destroyed. Just what happened in Louisiana when the petroleum disaster has happened some years ago. But well, it's the sign of the times. This is 2 months ago, Venezuela report only 300,000 barrels of petroleum per day as producer. So with that report, Venezuela loses its category of oil exporter. So it's a very sad end of a country that used to be, in a moment, the first producer, the largest producer of oil in the world, in a producer and exporter of oil in the world. During the 40s, for example, when America was fighting World War II, where was the Venezuelan petroleum the one that moves the troops of the Allied forces? Okay, and it's a very sad story, because we even have in the White House over the mantle of the fire place, we had the picture of Simon Bolivar, and on that times, in the 1940s, and now it's over. It's over. Okay, it's ending with a as you very well said, with a man-made disaster. It's over. They don't have the technology. They don't have the people. They don't have the willing.
And the current goes this way. It's gonna go to Colombia and then gonna go Mexico.
Yes.
It's gonna come to the Gulf of Mexico.
No, to the Yucatan Peninsula.
Yucatan Peninsula. It's gonna go around Florida.
Yes.
All the way to England.
Yes.
Right there. So if they don't stop that right here, right now, it's gonna be look. Right there.
Just like you said a minute ago, Josie, that they're going to call on the United States to stop it, and it'll be our tax dollars that are spent for Venezuela that doesn't deserve anything from us.
Exactly. It's always, they hate us so much. They create the chaos, they create the crisis, and then we have to go and clean their mess up. And at the end, when you clean up everything, they continue cursing the country. They continue calling debt to America, and they continue taking the money from us.
Yep. Yeah.
And my question is, why are we allowing this? Why America has to be the piggy bank for all these countries?
Well, please. We're the police state and the piggy bank for everybody. And, we're the first to go in a disaster. We're the first to go in with our troops. Whether we owe them anything or not, we're still always the first suckers that do it. And if Biden is elected...
forget it.
Forget it is exactly right. We're in more trouble than we're in now. And
well, he might forget
so
about that.
The question is...
I'm Joe Biden, and I forget what I'm doing here.
So the question is, why do we have to? Why? Who implemented that policy of America resolving everybody else's problem? I am new in the States.
This goes back to Franklin Roosevelt, actually, and before him even, but mainly Franklin Roosevelt. And, we've got to get Donald Trump's saying America first is the way it should be. I don't owe anybody anything, in my way of thinking. I sure as hell don't owe some foreign state anything, not my tax dollar.
Why do we have the United Nations here? Why do we have to pay everything for them? I mean, why we?
You're
Why?
right. I can't tell you because we keep grasping for straws that we can have peace on earth around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we, as a country, we're a good country. We're a good people, and we want peace with everybody. But not everybody wants peace with us. They just want our dollar.
It's like Ron Paul says, whoever calls death to America, whoever country, we should not even give them even a penny. And here we are giving money to all these countries, including Venezuela, because they come every 4 months and look for U.S. aid.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Let's go to break and continue talking about
Yeah,
this.
you are so upset that I prefer to go to break.
Quick Steaks. That's Quick Steaks. Are not just for surveyors. They are great for family and community gardens. Go online to www.quickstake.com or contact your local land surveying supply dealer and get you a box of Quick Steaks. You'll love them every year when you plant your garden. Again, that's Quick Steaks, Quick Steaks, the truly
Hi, I'm
preferred
Dr.
way
Mike
to
Karuchak.
stake and identify
Join me
what's
and my
in
co-host,
your
Dr. Hal
garden
Scherz,
now.
as we talk about the topics that doctors talk about amongst themselves, such as Medicare, Obamacare, alternative forms of care, and health information technology. Join us every Thursday morning, 8 to 9 a.m.
If you live to serve and want to make an even bigger difference, consider joining the U.S. Army. With training in fields like medical care, linguistics, and engineering, an Army career can amplify your efforts with humanitarian opportunities all over the world. Plus, you'll receive competitive pay and incredible benefits, so you'll be taken care of, too. Learn more at GoArmy.com.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Dime que me quieres mucho, mucho, mucho. Yes.
So the question was that why do we have to still today, after September 11, after these Muslim countries on their Bin Laden direction?
Well,
right?
remember something.
Destroy our, the plan was to destroy the whole government, all this,
Yeah.
but it didn't happen. But we're still helping out those countries.
Yeah, but the
So-
the consequences of not helping them could be against us because, as you just show us, this oil can end in Florida or Texas or Louisiana because of the unresponsibility of these people. Okay, so sometimes you have to deal with something that you don't want to deal. Now, the third news.
Dime.
Pageant powerhouse Venezuela to hold virtual beauty contest. The global pandemic is forcing organizers behind the famous Miss Venezuela pageant to be creative. So, ladies, be prepared with Adobe what? Photoshop. And do whatever
A lot
is
of them are going to be using
Photoshop. Okay, this is a note from Venezuela, from Associated Press. For the first time in decades of Miss Venezuela competition.
That's something that I could never understand, Carlos, about Venezuela.
What?
This. This is one of the main, I think this is the number 6 power in Venezuela, Miss Venezuela.
Oh, yes.
Organization. Because Okay, is the government, the justice, what are the four or five power of the government?
In Venezuela there is no power.
Okay.
No, they don't even have electrical power.
They call it, here in America they call the media the fourth power, right?
Yes.
Okay, in Venezuela, Miss Venezuela.
Yeah.
Will be like at the fifth power of the sixth power of the country.
Yeah, but
they will not have food to eat. They will not have house to, like housing or whatever. But they will always have every year Miss Venezuela. And that night, everybody's paralyzed, just looking who's gonna be the one representing the beauty of Venezuela when a lot of people are dying. Okay. Because there's no food, there's no medication, there is nothing over there, but they are still going with Miss Venezuela.
On the note written by Fabiola Sanchez of Associated Press, says, for the first time in decades of Miss Venezuela competitions, the pageant powerhouse, so-called Most Beautiful Night, will not be live as organizers try to put on a compelling contest virtually amid a pandemic lockdown. sorry, but the Story Beauty Contest, Miss Venezuela has produced 7 Miss Universe winners, 6 Miss World, and 7 Miss International, has endured corruption and sexist scandals, as well as lawsuits in recent years. But the novel coronavirus presents a challenge like no other, forcing the pageant to drop its musical productions and live audience, yet still maintain the interest of its legion of loyal followers. Each of the 22 competitors has been under strict confinement at home under quarantine requirements Venezuela imposed in mid-March, relying on distant learning through social media to master walking the runway, putting on makeup and organizers said. The 6-month training process to prepare the young women has done entirely online. Organizers then record each participant individually without prospective face mask, walking the runway and making other appearances on the stage. The videos were edited to give viewers a sense that they all appeared together in a group. Everything is virtual. The pre-recorded show will air Thursday night. The crowning of the new Miss Venezuela and the 2 finalists will take place the next day in another recorded program.
And how's going to be the voting? Through the internet?
Yes, of course. The event's general manager, Nina Cecilia, dismissed the notion that pre-recording the contestants separately would take away the event's raw emotion. She said that during the show's opening runway walk, each of the candidates was brought to tears and had to touch up her makeup. Necessity sharpens ingenuity, says Cecilia, who won Miss International in 1985. We've had to reconfigure, adjust our resources, opportunities, while always being conscious that it shouldn't change our focus. The quarantine measures are aimed to avoiding infection for the 22 candidates. Dozens of people who work around them and producer at the private channel Venevision. This is the 67th Miss Venezuelan competition. Cecilia took over the pageant's leadership 2 years ago together with Maria Gabriela Isler, Miss Universe 2013, and Jacqueline Aguilera, Miss World 1995.
Okay.
The organization's executive committee underwent dramatic change after the abrupt departure of Osmel Sosa,
the czar,
known as the Venezuela Beauty Czar, who directed the contest for almost 4 decades.
Wow.
Ricardo Di Salvatore, Venevision executive producer, said that this year Miss Venezuela was an experiment. Making a program that you have been doing for so long and living with the adrenaline rush of being live for 3 hours turned into a 2.5 months of individual recording with the participant where biosafety standards have also become protagonists of the event. You know, they put their lab things and they walk around with the like the Michelin guy, you know. I don't know. We look at the examples.
No. So they didn't decide to cancel. They decided to keep on going.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. But
wow.
But you know, especially tricky for many of us learning how to speak in public through a computer screen or a mobile phone. But Miss Venezuela's public speaking coach, Dave Capella, said that he is confident each of the contests has conquered this obstacle. One challenge of the remote training program was helping the contestants overcome the stage fright. What stage? This is a virtual thing. He first encouraged them to openly acknowledge their fear, and he pulled questions from videos of other international competitions to help them learn how to think on their feet. Cecilia said that despite the difficulties brought by the pandemic, the show must go on. Our objectives have always been to put on Miss Venezuela, she said. Okay, they don't have money.
They don't have money for the other stuff, but
no,
for that, yes.
But for makeup, they have everything. Okay. Okay, it's a sad story because
it's a sad story because their priorities are backward.
Yes,
their priorities are backward. And when you have when a nation has their priority backward, that's what they are in the verge of losing their country. When the priorities are backward.
The problem with Venezuela is Venezuela is lost for many years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, people said no. The socialists of Chavez. No, Chavez was not.
He was just the cherry on the cake.
No, he was the consequence of a whole process that began in 1928, 92 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We flavored every kind of socialist that exists.
And law and
yes. The people said no. Perez Jimenez was a socialist. Okay.
Uh-huh.
The other day somebody told me, Carlos, you are crazy to say that. No, I'm not crazy to say that. If I knew at that time when I was in Venezuela in 1977 what I know now about politics and about economics, I would be somebody very. I may be dead, you know, because
you would be dead.
Yes, because the situation with the Venezuelan is to get rid of the socialist mentality. And that reminds me what happened with the Israeli people when they left Egypt. Okay, why God allow a travel that is only 12 days long by foot? Why God allows these people to be on the deserts for 40 years? And you have an explanation about that.
Well, it's simple. You need at least 3 generations to clean up whatever is coming from before.
So the mentality,
the slave mentality, the behavior mentality. You know, their even the belief. Because remember, when they're coming out from Egypt, they were bringing with them the statues and the gods and okay, so Moses went in there to take the Hebrews out. So he took the Hebrews out. But he couldn't take the Egyptian mentality out.
And that's what happened in Venezuela too.
And that is for Venezuela to get what they supposed to be, because remember, the first constitution was to be free. They're gonna need a little time.
Okay, we'll be explaining that after these messages.
Whether cruising the strip in a 57 Chevy or taking the family on a vacation in a 71 Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser, you need to tune in to Classic Cars with Steve Ronaldo and Jim Weber every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. on americaswebradio.com.
If you live to serve and want to make an even bigger difference, consider joining the U.S. Army. With training in fields like medical care, linguistics, and engineering, an Army career can amplify your efforts with humanitarian opportunities all over the world. Plus, you'll receive competitive pay and incredible benefits, so you'll be taken care of, too. Learn more at GoArmy.com.
My name is Kyle Hayes, a motorsports student at Alfred State College. Every year, Alfred State students compete in the Great Race, which is a cross-country time endurance rally for vintage vehicles. As you can imagine, it's pretty costly. I'm asking for your help. Your donation can make it possible for these students to live their passion and promote the vintage automobile industry. Please visit our site at give.alfredstate.edu and search Great Race to learn more and help us reach our goal. Thank you.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
Margaret Thatcher used to say that socialism works until
the money runs out.
Exactly.
So going back to Egypt and Israel, Moses went back after he was in the desert for 40 years. So he left Egypt back, and he became like a peasant for 40 years, right?
Yes.
And then he went back and he brought the Hebrew slave out of Egypt. He brought the Hebrew out of Egypt, but he couldn't take the Egypt out of the mind of the Hebrews.
Okay.
And for them to be 40 years going around like a circle, because the Lord did not allow them to move forward, just going in circle. Everything started because when Moses went to get those 10 commandments, from the mountain.
Okay.
And he came down. What did he find when he came down? Half of the population were worshiping an idol. They took all their gold. You see, when they come
golden
out,
calf.
Yeah, when they came out from Egypt, the Pharaoh have to give them what belongs to them, and he gave them gold. He gave them a lot of stuff because they were slaves for many years.
400 years.
Okay, so he gave them back. So that gold that they brought supposed to be dedicated to the tabernacle, whatever. They dedicated to the calf. They collect the gold and they created that calf.
Okay.
Gold. So when Moses came down and he saw that, he broke those 10 commandments.
Okay.
He got mad.
Somebody told me that we're 15, but
15 commandments.
They negotiate that.
So what happened? The Lord himself took care of that situation when he divided that, when he opened up the earth, and those people who were worshiping, they were swallowed by the, it was like an earthquake, and they disappeared. So whatever was survived, they learned from that experience that they have to get rid of any kind of idol or whatever. But it's mentality. But also, you need to remember the little kids back in those days, they were seeing that action.
Yeah.
So in order to clean somebody's back in those days, because they didn't have the Holy Spirit that we have today, the Holy Spirit can change your mind like a Saul. Remember Saul when he was in the horse and the Lord just striking in 3 days, he changed his mind just because he got the Holy Spirit. But back in those days was no Holy Spirit. So it took them 40 years to change that mentality, and those people who were old,
so they have to
die. They have to die, and a new revelation a new people born in that desert coming out. That's when the Gideon came in and Joshua, and Moses was very old, to the point that Moses didn't even go inside the promised land. Because the people who gotta go to the promise with a new mentality of freedom.
Of course.
The 40 years of going teach them how to hunt, how to feed themselves. They didn't have to receive no command from no man, only from God. It's a change of mentality from a slave to freedom.
So Venezuela has to wait.
Venezuela have to go to the same process. I mean, if they really want to recover their country, they have to go through the process, or it will become like a Yugoslavia. You know what happened with Yugoslavia?
Yeah.
Okay.
They divided
the country in 3 countries, right?
Yes.
Okay, Venezuela, if they don't realize, like, for example, those Venezuelans who are ruling here for Biden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shame on you.
President Trump is financing them. He's giving them financial aid, not financial aid.
Yes, financial aid.
Yeah.
USA.
The administration, the Trump administration is giving them financial aid or US aid, and they end up promoting Biden for president.
Yeah.
So that mentality, and then a lot of those regular Venezuelan who are here, they are Biden for president. They still not learning. They don't learn why.
Yeah, it's a really paradox that somebody that was born and raised in a country that votes for socialism, lives socialism.
They want to promote socialism
and then they get out of socialism because the
they
situation
cannot live over there.
And suddenly
they come here.
And you got the same people promoting
because
socialism.
And this is the excuse. No, here in the United States it's gonna work. It didn't work over there, but here they are convinced that socialism is gonna work here in the United States.
Yeah.
But what they don't understand is whatever city is implemented with socialism, those are the cities who are on fire today.
Yes.
Okay? Because they already implemented policies, laws, and executive whatever in socialism.
Right now that I've been a witness of the socialist process in Venezuela. Right now, this is Venezuela 1970.
Yeah, this is what in this series.
The same kind of process. I remember that when I was turned 10 years old. I have a tank, a war tank in front of my home because of the
only difference, Carlos, is because here each state is independent, and some of those states are Republican who are very strong and they can contain some kind of rioting.
Yes,
the problem that we're having is with those Democrats states.
But remember something. Remember what happened with the same-sex marriage.
Yes.
After 26 states.
Boom. Boom. And that's what they're gonna. That's what they're trying to get.
That's the strategy of them. So we need to fight. We need to fight.
And let me tell you
corner.
something. There is the militia is ready.
Yes.
I'm telling you, the militia is ready. They called me yesterday. And the militia say they are ready for November the 3rd and November the 4th because it's going down. Regardless who win. Regardless who win. It doesn't matter anymore who win. The protest, the looting, the rioting, and the destruction is going down.
Yeah.
And they are going to be out there defending. And they already told me it's going down. We need to. They already start strategizing. They are organizing. They are having their people. They only have 39 days left.
Yep.
Okay? And we are talking about nationwide. Okay? It's going down. If Donald Trump win, the left are going to get up and they're going to start destroying. If Joe Biden wins, we, the constitutionalists, the one who love our country, our freedom, we're going to get up and we're going to fight back. Because we are not going to allow the United Nations, the globalists, come and take over us. So it's going down. That's how they are talking. That's how they're talking.
And let me tell you something. There is a lot of things cooking right now.
It's cooking a lot of things. Look, this weekend.
After I watched Vaxxed, the movie.
Vaxxed.
Vaxxed. It's some excellent movie that I recommend to watch.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
That movie was forbidden at that moment in Tribeca Film Festival in New York.
Okay.
By Robert De Niro.
It was forbidden by him?
By him.
Oh.
Okay. So the same Robert De Niro that was against President Trump
is the same one against the movie. Documentary.
It's against this documentary because he said that let's say it in good terms, an inconvenient truth.
It's inconvenient truth.
It's an inconvenient truth. Okay. So. And that's when you say that when you see how far the left goes to create their own speech against the freedom of speech of other people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's a violation of the First Amendment.
Exactly.
Let me tell you something. It's going down because we already have people infiltrated in our country from other countries. Those are the ones who are destroying everything.
Of course.
They are not Black Americans. They are not American. No. They are coming from other countries.
No. The case of Carmen Jimenez, for example.
They are coming
she's
from
not. She's not the classical Chavista.
No.
She's not the girl who voted for Chavez because she was upset against the system. No. She was a person who create ALBA. She creates ALBA in order to destroy America's economy. Okay? She said, okay, let's go against the imperial United States. And now she's on as candidate for a mayoral city in South Florida.
That is exactly what a lot of Latinos don't see. They don't see through. They don't see there is somebody camouflaging.
Because she's not she's not a classical Chavista. I can forgive a person that votes for Chavez or for Maduro, either for Maduro, but I cannot forgive the ideologists of the Chavismo and Madurismo because they
especially when they want to destroy this country.
Absolutely.
And that when we became American, we said that we were going to defend our country from inside and outside enemies.
Exactly.
You know? So it is this weekend. Antifa is going to do something in Stone Mountain. They already tweeted out.
Antifa
and Black Lives Matter are going to be in Stone Mountain again, stirring up. Okay? Stirring up. Okay. You know who's going to be there?
You?
The militia is going to be there.
Of course.
The militia, they're not going. The militia don't run away from nobody.
No.
Okay, so I found out the militia is even protecting me from the same people, okay, who are destroying these communities, who are destroying businesses, they don't like me just because I wanted to bring back the House on American Activities Committee. That's why they don't like me.
And how you can protect this country
if you don't have a committee
and create laws to protect this country if you have foreigners doing activities inside of the United States,
and then you have George Soros paying all these judges, paying lawyers, paying all these people to get out on the system the next day, millions of dollars.
Okay, we have only 4 minutes left.
Yes.
Let's talk about the process of Miss Greensberg after Miss Greensberg passed away. The media is misleading the people.
They are misleading the people for a long time. But this is another one.
But But this is constitutional.
It's the duty of the president to fill up that seat as soon as possible.
As possible.
Yeah.
Okay. And I
believe she died even before. I think she's dead from a long time ago.
Well, I think she was brain dead a long time ago.
Yeah, brain dead. So, come on, that seat has to be filled up as soon as possible. That's it. Follow the Constitution. That's why we are in this big mess, because we are not following the Constitution.
That's correct.
All right, so we're gonna see you guys next Thursday. Happy anniversary. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Brett, to be with us the whole year. Oh my! How?
Did you got your? Did you got
100 hours.
Did you got your cupcake?
Not yet. Okay.
Thank
Thank you very much. See you next time.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.